Intense competition.
Being focused.
With a ton of passion mixed in.
Committed to doing everything you can possibly do to be the absolute best team on the floor.
To the attack tonight. Attack. We've been working on that. We got to commit to the attack. 3 places. Tempo, so you got to be committed. We got to have a committed group running the ball up. And when somebody wears down, we're putting somebody else in. Audio, push the ball. Then Riley will get in, give you a little relief. Push the basketball. Push it. Drive the ball. Go to the boards. Just commit to the attack. I said this earlier. Refuse to give up on possession. Take care of the basketball. And then fly to the glass. Attack the offensive board. Okay? So it is a simple formula. It will not be easy, but man, it's going to be really, really worth it when we walk in here after we have whipped their tail. Go get them right now. Let's go.
It's the SEC on ESPN, and we welcome you to Lexington, Kentucky, and Big Monday, presented by Bud Light. It's all part of Rivalry Week, presented by Cisco. And tonight, from the building that saw some of Adolph Rupp's greatest victories, it's number 4 Tennessee facing number 18 Kentucky. The 2 teams expected to fight it out for the SEC title. Great to have you with us this evening here in Lexington. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner, of course, is Doris Burke. And Doris, both of these teams are very, very deep. The 2 deepest teams inside the conference. They both get after it incredibly on the defensive end. We all know about Tennessee, very familiar with their talent. However, on the Kentucky side, how did they get so good so fast?
Matthew Mitchell likes to say, we try to make our opponent feel like every possession is a desperate situation. They force 25 turnovers. The tempo and pace of this basketball game should be fun.
Tennessee, with all those offensive weapons, the real standout lately has been Shekinna Strickland, and she can do it at 2 different positions.
A brief meeting with Pat Summitt has done wonders for Shekinna Strickland and her attitude and approach on the court. She's coming off a 26-point, 6 3-point effort in their win against Arkansas, and the reigning SEC Player of the Year, Victoria Dunlap. She is the person who triggers that frenetic pace, leads the SEC in scoring and steals.
To the starting lineups now, and for Tennessee, and of course they oh so big. 6'3" Glory Johnson is averaging a double-double. Kelly Kane is 6'6". And the super quick Megan Simmons is just a freshman and maybe the quickest player that Pat Summitt has ever had. That's according to the legendary coach for Kentucky. Adia Mathis is going to run the point. And, of course, getting the ball to Dunlap is her primary responsibility. Usually goes well for the point guard when Dunlap gets a lot of touches. Castine Evans, a freshman, at 5'8", and they are 7-0 when she starts. Kentucky at 18-4, 7-2 inside the conference. And before the game, Coach Mitchell began his career as a graduate assistant at Tennessee under Pat Summitt, exchanging pleasantries. They're still very close. Lady Vols went to the Final Four back in 2000 when he was a grad assistant, losing to UConn in the national championship game. He shared his thoughts about working under Pat Summitt with us before the game. We'll bring those to you throughout the broadcast. Very good crew here tonight on the refereeing side, and we are underway as Kentucky in the white wins the opening tip here at Memorial Coliseum. And they have really taken ownership, Doris, of this particular building. First shot of the night by Dunlap is on target, averaging 17 points a game in a place where they're averaging about 6,000 to 7,000 a game in attendance.
So made shots are crucial for Kentucky because it allows them to extend their pressure.
Spaney knocks down that first shot, a 2-pointer for Tabor. Spaney, the 6'1" sophomore, really playing well.
She's coming off back-to-back 18-point performances. She's battled some health issues, but she can flat shoot the ball.
Dunlap, the reigning SEC Player of the Year, will draw the foul and go to the line to shoot 2. Last year's SEC Player of the Year, and she was the preseason SEC Player of the Year going into this season.
Well, you just heard Matthew Mitchell's pregame speech, and a lot of it was about attack. And so right off the bat, it's a quick jump shot by Dunlap, and then she attacks the rim. And look at these extraordinary numbers. 17 points, over 9 boards, very efficient at 48%.
Well, she was terrific in Kentucky's best win of the season back in November. That's when they knocked off number 12 Notre Dame. 24 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks. so she can do it across the stat sheet.
Yeah, 3.3 steals per game for her. And this team's success is based on tempo. In their wins, they're averaging upward of 70 points. In their losses, they're well below that.
Here's the defensive pressure, and really that is why Kentucky's won 18 and went to the Elite Eight last year. It is Simmons on target with the first two-pointer.
Now, she could be a one-man press break, and she, along with Strickland, don't mind the pace of this. They'll get up and run with Kentucky.
You talk about the building, Memorial Coliseum. This is where Adolph Rupp had so much success back in the 1950s before eventually, back in the early 70s, they had Rupp Arena. Another one by Dunlap was really started quick at three-pointer. 7 points. They forced the turnover.
You love that your best player against the best competition has come out and set a tone by making shots, because everybody else can take a collective sigh of relief. Okay, my girl's here to play.
They'll have a 6'1" senior out of Nashville, Tennessee. So a Tennessean by birth. Here's Evans. Stutter stepping into the lane, flips it up off the window. Henderson back up and in for two. Whitney Henderson using her good size at 6'2". Both of these teams could very well go 10, 11, 12 deep tonight. Down the lane, Glory Johnson can't get it from close range, but Spaney tips it back out and they'll set it up.
You've got the top two scoring teams in the SEC. Both actually do a very good job on the offensive glass as well. Strong
move there by Johnson. Came down a little bit awkwardly on an ankle, but appears to be okay. Henderson with the foul. Matthew Mitchell in his 6th year at Kentucky. He is the reigning SEC Coach of the Year. He had Kentucky go 28-8 last year, trip to the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament. They finished in the top 10 in the rankings.
I love how passionate he is. And this guy just brings so much energy to the table. And he's really done an excellent job turning around a Kentucky women's program that had limited success before his arrival.
And admits he learned a great deal about passion working for Pat Summitt in her 37th year, and she still has a ton of that. The 8-time national champion just might have the makings of number 9 this year.
Oh, I don't think there's any question. They have the talent necessary to win a national championship. You've got one of the all-time great coaches to walk the sideline. How about a winning percentage? And folks, that's against the best schedule year in and year out. At least one of the best schedules year in and year out.
Well, they have the number 5 schedule this year. 5th most difficult in the country. Nothing new for Pat Summitt. Mathis trying to take it to the baseline, and a whistle with 17:34 to go in the first half.
See, if I have one question about Matthew Mitchell and Kentucky, it's can they win a game where the pace is not what they want it to be? In their 4 losses, they're averaging only 56 points per game, shooting 30%. In their wins, Dave, they're upward of 78 points per game, and they've taken 166 more free throws than their opponent. So it just tells you when they're winning, they're in their style. They're in their comfort zone.
Simmons committed the foul. Mathis makes the first. She hits 68%. And with the starting point guard, Amber Smith, out indefinitely with a knee injury, Mathis has taken over the point guard spot. And she's done just fine. She's averaging 13 points a game and a good rebounding guard.
Well, the kid can flat play. You love to watch this young woman go at it. She doesn't necessarily want to play the point guard position, but she's been asked to, and she's done it beautifully.
Spaney swings it in for Kane. Back on Simmons. That one will go out of play with 17:25 to go. Did not touch a thing.
Well, that's very interesting because Megan Simmons has not met a shot she doesn't like. And watching Shekinah Strickland come up the floor, I didn't like her body language or her face after her teammate took that shot. It'll be something to watch as this game wears on.
Dunlap somehow able to keep the dribble, get it to Morrow. Mathis surrounded out from three-point territory. Right back up, no. And here comes Tennessee to push the tempo. Strickland coming off a huge game, 26 against Arkansas. She hits 6 of those, 6 3-pointers, missing her first tonight. And Carly Morrow will get it back out to the point guard, Mathis, who is a sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. Dunlap off to the quick start. Mathis will drive it and lost it. No foul on the play. A little bit out of control.
See, they're giving her a cushion and just trying to prohibit the dribble drive and basically saying, go ahead and shoot a pull-up jump shot because Tennessee is athletic enough to contest.
Johnson swings it in for Kane and a foul. It's going to be an offensive foul against Tennessee. Glory Johnson picks up her first. The standout junior. One of 7 juniors on this roster. Remember, Tennessee had no seniors last year. And a quick exit in the NCAA tournament, certainly for the Lady Vols in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and I thought it was because of a lack of toughness a year ago, and Pat Summitt readily admits to that. In fact, we spoke about that pregame. And let's remember, Tennessee is playing without one of its best players tonight, Angie Bjorklund, their all-time three-point leader, and also senior. So somebody who's been through the wars on the road in the SEC.
So they lose 11 points per game. For tonight, that's going to be a backcourt violation. So Tennessee will take over 11-4, but a quick start for Kentucky and for Matthew Mitchell.
Well, what do you notice? Mathis goes away from the point guard spot. He comes with a young player, and Tennessee traps right away.
Spaney, a little size advantage, couldn't take advantage. She's a natural lefty, but even though she went to that side, she couldn't convert on the layup. O'Neal quickly into the offensive zone. Get used to seeing a lot of different numbers on the Kentucky side in particular. Mitchell might play 12. So they go very deep.
Yeah, 11 players averaging 11 minutes, and there's a little freshman mistake.
Jennifer O'Neal, the freshman out of the Bronx, with a turnover on the travel. But Kentucky with the 11-4 lead on number 4 Tennessee.
They're coming. Seems like from every wireless carrier. You may have heard them already. The dapcasting, the empty comparisons, while they shout them at the top of their lungs to try to blur the lines. In the end, just ask yourself, does the network work? This is America's largest and most reliable network. Verizon. Built so you can rule the air.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Who's serving up the best beef tonight? How about Brazilian-style churrasco beef?
And bacon-wrapped sirloin.
On an endless dinner buffet.
For around $10.
Incoming!
Only Golden Corral can throw the ultimate beef lover celebration. It's tender Brazilian-style churrasco beef, bacon-wrapped USDA sirloin, juicy smoked beef brisket, and more. All on our endless dinner buffet, all for around $10.
$10?
That's hot.
Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
The Nationwide Series at Daytona, Saturday, February 19th at noon on ESPN2.
With this studio update, I'm Sydney Brunson. Number 14, Florida State tested on the road at Virginia. Cavaliers' Atara Franklin with a bucket. 5 seconds to go in regulation. 2-point lead for the Seminoles. Sierra Brevard fouled on the inbounds, and she made her 2 free throws, finished with 22 points and 9 rebounds. So the Seminoles hang on and improve to 7-2 in conference. Dave, Doris, back to you.
All right, Cindy, thank you very much. Here, Kentucky, number 18 in the country at home, leading Tennessee 11-4, all part of rivalry week presented by Cisco. Tennessee 0 for their last 4 from the field, including 2 turnovers, so Mitchell's pressure D is working.
Yeah, it's very interesting to try to get quality shots against his team because they get you playing at a pace that maybe you don't want to play at. But, it's interesting. You don't want to be too passive or too aggressive, and there's a double dribble by the freshman Simmons.
So the turnovers starting to pile up. Kentucky in SEC play is forcing about 24 turnovers a game.
And Pat Summitt was absolutely lighting up Lisa Mattingly as she came down that sideline.
And Mattingly, the one who had the call on the double dribble.
I wouldn't be surprised. Pat was so hot she might have lost a ring or some change out of her pocket. I'm telling you, she was tearing it up.
This crew of Lisa Mattingly, Bob Trammell, and Cameron Inouye getting the Pat Summitt scowl and full barrel after that call.
It's Tennessee.
Mathis back in there running the point now for Kentucky. Alicia Pinkett held up. No foul on that play. Left her shot short. Now a tie-up. Surprised there was not a whistle before that. And the possession now belongs to Tennessee. Pickett, a freshman. It was a big reason that Kentucky beat Notre Dame earlier in the season. She scored 17.
They have 6 freshmen, and several of them are major contributors. And you have to. I mean, you have to have a deep roster with this pace because they're extending to 94 feet. The one concern you wonder about is will Tennessee's size have an impact at some point?
Really picked off by O'Neal, but Spaney came away with it. And Strickland nearly lost it. O'Neal, great hustle to get all the way back down the other end of the floor and knock it out of play.
Well, what do you notice? He's never relaxed, and his team never relaxes, right? He's up and down the sideline, and you as a ball handler, a passer, or anybody on a catch, you have got to be aware that there's going to be hands poking at you, a defender starting to get up in your grill.
Matthew was clearly successful convincing his team as there's another turnover by Tennessee. That is how the game has to be won. We took inside his locker room right before the game, and he really looks like he made a sale, at least in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, he simply told us, listen, we have to be tougher than Tennessee. They've got more ammo. It's about fundamentals, execution, passion, and attacking.
Pat Summitt talking with the freshman Pinkett. Good step here by Mathis to the left hand. No, the foul on no, but Dunlap is fouled from behind and will go to the line again.
But Tennessee had come with that half-court trapping defense. And if you get by the initial defenders, numbers will be for your favor at the rim.
Spaney with her first foul. Dunlap, a 70% foul shooter. The SEC's top scorer at 17 a game. Already with 7 tonight. And makes the first. Now, she had a very rough game the last time Kentucky faced Tennessee. The Lady Vols rejected 8 of Dunlap's shots.
Well, I mean, listen, this is a team that is an excellent shot blocking team, Tennessee. I think the one thing you have to accept coming into a matchup with the Orange is you're going to go to the rim and it's going to be sent back. But you can't let that impact your mentality to go at the rim. And that's why I think, Dave, you make a great point. Her coming out and making shots tonight is huge. You want your best player to be at their best against the best competition.
Well, nice to see Vicky Baugh back on the floor for Tennessee, the young lady who wears that knee brace. Tough leaner in there by Kimiko Williams. And the sophomore who's really made an impact the last several games. Nice save down into the corner. Baugh nearly let loose a long football pass, but held on to it. She's been out for 21 months with various knee injuries, including the torn ACL.
Now, listen, when you saw Vicky Baugh before she injured herself at the Final Four, you thought this young woman could be one of the all-time greats at Tennessee.
And can't bury it. Rebound tip once, twice. Baugh had it off her fingertips, and Strickland will pick it up for Tennessee. Under 14 minutes here in the first half. Tennessee in possession, but trailing 12-6. The choppy offensive start for Tennessee, but with good reason. Shot clock down to 12. Williams off target. And Baugh fouled in the rebounding fray, and she'll go to the line. 6'4" junior out of Sacramento, California, fouled by Mathis. And so Vicky Baugh to the line. 13:42 to go in the half. As she makes the first. Rivalry week continues on ESPN Tuesday with a doubleheader. At 7 Eastern, it's bragging rights in the Hoosier State. Indiana taking on number 12 Purdue. And then at 9 o'clock, SEC heavyweights meet. And these two men teams will go after Tennessee taking on Kentucky.
Well, nice timing for Bruce Pearl to come back from the 8-game SEC suspension. And John Calipari, back-to-back losses, and not a happy coach at the moment.
Conrad with it here. Megan Conrad, another freshman getting playing time for Kentucky. She'll cast it up, and it's in and out.
It's an interesting release on the young woman.
She's only hitting 22% from 3, and that might be part of the problem. A foul here. And that will go against the Lady Vols. Will go against Vicky Baugh. She picks up her first. And Kentucky also trying to get their offense back in sync after such a hot start. 0 for 7 after 3 for 3, but of course Dunlap was the one that couldn't miss early. O'Neal up top for Conway. Mathis in heavy traffic, knocked away by Ball. Nico Williams to push it in transition. Nicely done.
No, just a terrific read, and she has played very good basketball. Amazing what a little competition can do for somebody's willingness to compete. Megan Simmons has been good for Nico Williams.
Picked off by Spaney as Tennessee has forced 4 turnovers. On a 6-0 run here. Spaney to swing. That won't drop, and it comes away to Kentucky. O'Neal is wide open. Can't bury the 3. Jennifer O'Neal, their first McDonald's All-American ever to sign here at Kentucky. And Matthew Mitchell will go to his bench and bring back on Victoria Dunlap. They don't want her on the bench too long. The SEC Player of the Year.
Well, he's got another All-American on his bench, a transfer from Connecticut, Samari Walker.
Samari, who is now enrolled in classes. She's in street clothes now, but they'll have her for next season. Of course, when she left Connecticut, the story was that she told Gino Auriemma she had lost her passion for basketball and has seemingly regained it by coming to Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't know that is maybe that was just an excuse. You had to come up with something to tell the Connecticut staff.
Foul here against Connecticut, against Kentucky with 12 minutes to go, and it's Castine Evans with her first foul.
Geez, even my feelings for you don't go up and down that fast.
Alicia Manning running the point here. Spaney came out to help. Simmons stops, pops, got it.
You have to like her verve. I mean, she's so competitive, and I think she brings an element of toughness that Tennessee has lacked. Now, when she gets a better understanding of what's a good shot and a bad shot, I think Pat Summer will probably be a little bit happier.
Her nickname is Speedy. She lives up to that. And that one buried by O'Neal.
I like that young woman, too. We've seen some freshman guards who've got a little swagger to them, a little toughness, no fear, the younger generation. Players like Odyssey Sims at Baylor, who's so much fun to watch. Rhea Hartley at Connecticut.
Pass tipped and stolen away. Dunlap leading the charge. The swing for O'Neal, and yes, on the fast break. Kentucky loves to go end-to-end, and they get everybody excited inside Memorial Coliseum. Back out in front, 16-12 over number 4, Tennessee.
AT&T has big news about the new Motorola Bravo. No, not its brilliant touchscreen or Android operating system. Okay, go ahead. It's just $49.99. Only from AT&T. Rethink possible.
Hey, you went to Jared.
That's a peerless diamond. The ideal cut diamond.
Jared has thousands of loose diamonds and hundreds of settings to create your own one-of-a-kind ring.
You crying? No.
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
Well, Kentucky was one of only 5 schools last year to rank in the top 25 for national attendance in 3 sports. Men's basketball, women's basketball, and football. Kentucky was one. Tennessee was another, along with Michigan State, Texas, and Wisconsin. They draw very well for women's hoops here, as well they should. They have a very good product to admire. They're 18-4 so far after winning 28 games last year. And going to the Elite 8. Ball, kind of a sloppy play, lost it, knocked away. Kentucky continues to play sticky defense. Now trying to swing it inside, nearly turned it over. She hits the deck, a scramble, and she got the timeout. You got the timeout after tying up the ball.
I'd say they're playing with passion, and it's interesting. Most coaches philosophically have been influenced by somebody in their history, somebody they coached under, somebody who was, they played for. We asked Matthew Mitchell why this style, why the 94 feet, pressure all over the place, and he had a great answer. He said, desperation. I had no choice. When he first took over, the talent level probably wasn't very good, and he wasn't having very much success, and he needed to get something to galvanize the troops. They bought in a year ago, and they come up with 28 wins, an appearance in the Elite Eight, the best year in school history, and he's been terrific here.
And they're coming off of an impressive 31-point romp over Auburn. Won the game 69-38. It was the first time in school history for Kentucky that they held an opponent in the SEC below 40 points.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. You can see, though, how if you're not solid with the basketball and you're not confident in your ball skills, where they could completely make you feel like the first 5 minutes has been a 20-minute half.
They rank in the top 5 in 9 SEC defensive categories, as you mentioned, leading the league in steals. And a foul here will go against Williams of Tennessee, trying to double team. She picks up her first. We have a timeout on the floor. And when we come back here to Memorial Coliseum, we'll talk about coaching connections in a moment.
Today was the day that I put everything in perspective. I fell asleep, but when I woke up, everything changed and the skies turned off. That was before. That was before. You came along and you played me a song with a little bit of love and a little bit of yeah.
In the network, coverage is a beautiful thing. AT&T covers 97% of Americans.
You surround yourself with sound. Music is your life. Learn what it takes to create it. Study audio production at the International Academy of Design and Technology. Learn hands-on how to edit, mix, and master sound. You don't have to be a musician to learn about audio production. You just need a passion for music. Call IADT now and receive a brochure with more information. Call 888-334-2111. Classes are starting soon. Call now. That's 888-334-2111.
Look, it's Jordan. Hi, girl. How's it going?
Gina, what's happening?
Just going to school. You're still training for a medical career.
I'm finished. I'm working now.
Already?
Yeah, they helped me find my job.
I'm still writing term papers.
You should think about a medical career.
That might be the best tip I get all day.
Train now in medical assisting at Kaplan Career Institute. For a brochure, call 888-297-6815. That's 888-297-6815.
Mickey DeMoss, Kentucky head coach from 03 to 07. And Matthew Mitchell, a Tennessee grad assistant under Pat Summitt in 99 and 2000. And they went to a national championship game. LC at Tennessee forward 1996 to 2000. And talking about Pillow, a Tennessee center from 98 to 02. A couple of young ladies there at the end of that montage who are assistant coaches under Matthew Mitchell.
Well, Pat Summitt's coaching tree is long and extensive. Whether it be former players or former assistants who've gone on to head jobs.
Mitchell now in his 6th year at Kentucky. And strong connections to the great Pat Summitt and her legendary program in Knoxville. 1,058 career wins for Coach Summitt. And trailing here on the road in a place that more recently has given him some problems. O'Neal with a misfire from the corner. And a rebound taken away by Tennessee. Last time Tennessee came to Memorial Coliseum, February of 09, Kentucky beat them 66-56. Finley trying to get free. Up top, Manning off the fake. Good defense there by O'Neal to keep her out of the lane. Nearly caused another turnover. Nico Williams on the move against Mathis. Good matchup there and banks it in.
Well, against this kind of pressure, maybe the most important thing you can have are players who can create their own shot. And Kamiko Williams can do that. It's extraordinary to me how hard they play for how long they play, because this is as much a mental challenge as it is a physical challenge for Kentucky.
Evans feeding Dunlap. Swings and draws the foul. She's got a lot of game in that lane. A lot of drop steps and juke moves, and you see why she is the SEC Player of the Year.
I wrote down on my game boards, slithery. She's slithery in here. She's a little bit undersized, but has got a knack for either getting fouled or getting it up over bigger defenders.
Ball with the foul. Dunlap shooting 48% overall to lead the SEC. State Farm All-American last year. Terrific campaign. She led the conference in scoring.
I'll tell you what, Pat Summitt and Nikki DeMoss have taken their turns chewing on the ears of these officials.
And giving no quarter.
I've got to believe somewhere out there in SEC land, there's some coaches smiling that she's the one mad.
She is right now. It's not very often that she's unhappy at the end. Kicked away into the corner, scooped up by O'Neal. And the turnovers continued. It's now 7 for Tennessee.
I'll tell you what, that was just really good defensive rotation.
They're going to get Williams there for the foul, and it's 1-and-1 time. Number 2 on Williams.
They're a long way into the bonus here. 9 minutes and 15 seconds left. But I tell you what, that last defensive sequence by Kentucky was impressive.
Brittany Henderson to the line, 67% foul shooter. She's coming off a fine performance in that blowout of Auburn with a career best 13 points. But misses on that one.
Well, she gives them one thing they don't have a ton of, and that's size.
6'2". Nice pass, batted away. The quick hands of Kentucky. Dunlap with a mid-range jumper. Manning high up for the rebound, and she gets fouled with 8:53 to go. Dunlap had a great look, but could not knock it down. Rivalry week continues Wednesday on ESPN. At 7 Eastern, Big East rivals meet. Number 11 Georgetown against Syracuse. That's at the Carrier Dome. That's always a classic matchup. Then at 9 o'clock, the latest chapter of North Carolina and Duke.
Let's go old school.
Yes.
Talk Pearl Washington and Gene Smith and that high dribble from Pearl.
Patrick Ewing, Raphael Addison. Remember the days? You're a Syracuse fan. Some of us very big Syracuse fans.
One of us is anyway.
Taken away by O'Neal in the rebounding battle. Jennifer O'Neal, all of 5'6", came away with it.
She's got a little toughness to her, O'Neal.
Dunlap facing the basket on Johnson, who just took it away. Lori Johnson with the theft.
You really cannot be casual with the basketball against either of these two teams, and simple fundamentals would help you. You know, a little up fake before a pass, fake a pass to make a pass.
Certainly a frenetic pace here in the first half. Strickland, yes, a sweet-looking shot there. Shakina Strickland, the junior, finally getting into the flow.
Yeah, you know, she doesn't have to play the point guard, which is a real challenge for her the last couple of years.
Pinkett, no, well short of everything, and out it goes back over to Tennessee. And we have a timeout with 7:50 to go here in the first half at Lexington. Right now, we toss it back to the studio and Cindy Brunson.
With this in-studio update, I'm Cindy Brunson. Big Monday continues on ESPN. Number 20, Missouri at number 2, Kansas. Mario Murray with a three-pointer for Kansas. He's got 9, and the game is tied at 28. Again, it's a game you can see on ESPN.
Here we go.
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 Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Gentlemen, here we go. Here we go.
It's the sure sign of a good time. Just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Here we go.
At Planners, living a healthy lifestyle is important. Take our annual triathlon, which I've never lost. What's my secret? Well, amazing shoes. And this. Benson. A tasty nutrition blend that helps keep the legs pumping. Maybe next year, Gary. Well, or maybe not. Remember, your shell is your temple. Planters Nutrition, specially mixed for a remarkably nutritious snack.
More nights, more points. Real value from your friends at Hampton.
Hey, you went to Jared. That's a peerless diamond. The ideal cut diamond.
Jared has thousands of loose diamonds and hundreds of settings to create your own one-of-a-kind ring.
You crying? No.
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
They're coming. Seems like from every wireless carrier. You may have heard them already. The doubtcasting, the empty comparisons. While they shout them at the top of their lungs to try to blur the lines. In the end, just ask yourself, does the network work? This is America's largest and most reliable network. Verizon. Built so you can rule the air.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. And in part by Hampton Hotels. At Hampton, we love having you here.
They come inside the Memorial Coliseum because it's nasty out there. Tennessee and Kentucky always draws a big crowd. As for many, many years, Rivalry Week presented by Cisco.
You and I had to leave New England to get a little bit more snow in our lives.
Like we needed it. Well, it has been snowy in this part of the country, but where has it not been? This most unusual winter. Johnson, nice swing pass underneath, and a bank shot up and in by Brewer. Lisa Brewer getting into the game using her size at 6'3".
How about both teams have played 9 players already? It was that depth. You said these are probably the 2 deepest teams in the SEC. There's no question about that.
Pickett trying to get closer, but winds up dragging the foot and commits the turnover on a travel. So 7:17 left in the half. Matthew Mitchell hoping to get another long run in the NCAA tournament. What a run that Kentucky had last spring all the way to the Elite Eight.
He'll need some of these young players to grow up over the next 4 weeks.
Can't save it. Back over to Kentucky it goes. In a tie game at 18. Pat Summit disturbed by events here in the first half. The team kicking it over quite liberally.
It's shown zone a couple of times here in this half. It looks like they're showing another 2-3 zone here, or is it just a show and then find people? Let's see. Well, definitely a 2-3.
Mathis penetrates and dishes. Beautiful run play for 2.
And when you lose your best point guard, you need somebody like Mathis to step up.
But Johnson with a quick strike on the other end as Tennessee got that back in a hurry, tied at 20. Conrad will back it out now for the Wildcats. It's 6.5 to play in the half.
We talked a little bit about Andrew Bjorklund being out for Tennessee. Kentucky lost Amber Smith before the start of the year, their point guard who was sensational a year ago. 9 points, 8 assists.
Nadia Mathis having to take over at that position. On the run, Williams will bank in a couple. And Tennessee has grabbed the lead 22-20. Williams with 8 points.
That's why you'll live with Simmons and some mistakes. Nice little move in the baseline.
Pinkin with the bucket to tie it up, and they force another turnover. Tennessee kicks it over for the 10th time.
Kentucky's pressure defense has had an impact. There's no question about that. Again, they average 25 forced turnovers a game. And look at that pressure. You can have all the schemes in the world, Dave, but if you're not committed to it, your players are not digging down and getting in a defensive stance and prohibiting any kind of dribble penetration, this is what you can get. And watch the rotation right here. Beautifully done on the exchange.
forcing another one that has been the story of the half. Because frankly, Kentucky hasn't shot it great, and they're probably not gonna. 37% tonight. They only shoot 40% as a team anyway. Pickett dumps it down for Dunlap, and she was harassed by Glory Johnson. Ball is loose into the lane. Kick back out to Tennessee and Simmons. She's a jet, but knocked away by Jennifer O'Neill, who's able to stay with her and prevented an easy deuce.
You love players who aren't afraid to stick their nose in. And O'Neill is one of those players. She's a bit undersized, so she might get exposed if somebody posts her. But she will compete.
Get a hard edge from the Bronx. Strickland. Feathery pass inside, but Johnson couldn't handle it. And here's O'Neill to lead the 3-on-1. Nice look for Pinkett. And a foul on the play against Glory Johnson of Tennessee. Boy, the pace has really picked up the last 2 minutes.
It's been frenetic, and can you keep your head when others about you are losing theirs? If your passes are not pinpoint, or you're not mindful of where defenders might be trailing you, good things are not going to happen.
Renisha Pinkett, the freshman from Washington, D.C. with a miss. She's a 76% foul shooter. She'll shoot the 3 as well for Kentucky. She's not bashful. She makes 1 of 2, and they're back in the lead. Here's the pressure by the Cats. Deanna Bass trying to break that. Brings it across to Tennessee. Johnson bounces into the lane and draws the foul. Boy, Johnson, a great leaper. At 18 rebounds against Mississippi State recently. She's averaging almost 10 a game. Fouled by Conwright, her first. Look what she's done the last 3 games. 15 rebounds a game on average.
Well, and she just uses her athleticism to succeed around the rim. You know, she is working hard with Dean Lockwood to develop her skill set as much as she possibly can, but she can get a double-double. In my estimation, Glory Johnson, just on athleticism, if she runs the floor hard, she should get 10 and 10. Now, you imagine if she is able to put the ball on the deck with either hand and shoot a face-up jump shot.
Dunlap able to scoop it. Now the spin and a traveling violation, so no basket by Victoria Dunlap, who has 12 points, but does not have 14 as you take that one away. 4:40 to go in the opening half. Bass trying to get out of there and finally fires the pass to Strickland. Strickland from the foul line and left it short. Brewer batted it to Johnson. Great job there by Alicia Brewer to keep it alive.
Right, and you can hear the crowd reacting. I mean, they're upset because there's no over-the-back call.
Mathis no off the back iron. Now it comes through to Tennessee. Tennessee has picked up the level of hustle, but that's a traveling violation. And again, a forced turnover deep in the backcourt.
But you've got some undersized people trying to check out some pretty big players, and this is where the crowd wanted an over-the-back call. But I think it's a good no call. I really do.
I would agree. Why penalize Brewer because she has long reach like that and got to the basketball? Dunlap is going to step out for now. 12 points for her.
So now Mathis has got to score the basketball for this group.
She's averaging 13. Kentucky has gone cold. And they have fallen behind by 3 on their home floor. That's going to be an offensive foul against Jennifer O'Neill. Pushing off to get some more space on the jump shot. Her first personal.
See, that's not called on the playground. That's never called. She'd choose somebody out if they called that one. Now, this is where Tennessee's size in a half-court set, you think they could take real advantage of. Can they get paint points here?
Zips the pass for Johnson, but she's too far underneath and throws it away. Mathis with the pick. Can she score it? Yes, she can, using that left hand very effectively.
But she's got to be the player with Dunlap on the bench to come through on the offensive end.
4 points so far, and another turnover. Comes free to Mathis. Nadia Mathis out of Louisville, Kentucky, running the point now for Matthew Mitchell. And number 18, Kentucky. Tennessee ranked number 4 in the country. They are 46-7 all time against the Wildcats. Pickett with the quick step. Henderson blocked. Roy Johnson, and another block swatted away by Tennessee as they tighten it up defensively.
They lead the SEC in blocks, and again, you can't get discouraged if you're Kentucky. You've got to continue to go into their body.
Thrown away. Back over to Kentucky it goes.
Nadia Mathis with Dunlap on the bench had got to step up and give him some offense. She does just that.
You know these things are never wrong. You're an amazing, beautiful woman. I love you.
That's not on there.
No, it's in here.
The new Charmed Memories collection, one more reason K is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Every kiss begins with K.
Brace yourself for the passion, the pride, the hysteria of Rivalry Week. First at 7, 2 of the Big East's fiercest foes leave it all on the floor. Georgetown versus Syracuse. Then at 9,
the greatest rivalry of them all.
North Carolina, Duke. The rejuvenated number 21 Tar Heels battle the 5th-ranked Blue Devils with first place in the ACC at stake.
Harrison Barnes got it!
The action tips Wednesday at 7 on ESPN. The home court of Rivalry Week, presented by Cisco.
It's red carpet season on Reel's channel. We're TV about movies, and we're committed to bringing you more red carpet coverage than anyone else. The stars, the after parties, the fashion, and much more. Join the excitement with the red carpet sweepstakes. Enter at Reels.com for a chance to win weekly prizes and the grand prize, a 52-inch TV, a home theater system, and more.
Thank you.
It's here. It's now. It's red carpet season on Reel's channel. TV about movies.
Getting set for the halftime report, Cindy Brunson, Kara Lawson, the coach Carolyn Peck. You mentioned before the game that the press by the Wildcats would be a problem for the Volunteers. Tennessee with a 1-point lead, but what has to change for the Lady Vols?
You know, we'll talk a little bit about it at halftime, but 15 turnovers for Tennessee. How can they correct that? What can they do better in their press break to not give up easy opportunities for Kentucky?
Well, Kentucky's tallest player is 6'2", and Tennessee has a 6'3", 6'6", 6'4", and they're not able to take advantage of it.
We'll break down this game, and we'll show you amazing highlights of Duke and North Carolina. Rivalry Week, not disappointing. Dave, Doris, back to you.
Ladies, thank you very much. 1-point lead for Tennessee. Not that Pat Summitt's very happy about the way her team has played, as Karen mentioned, with all the turnovers, and have turned it over 7 times in their last 11 possessions.
Wow, how about Cindy Brunson's got 2 heavy hitters back in studio. Kara and Carolyn working.
A couple of our all-time favorites.
I hope it's snowing like heck there on those two as well.
I hope they're having to shovel out for hours every morning. Henderson with a volley. Nice touch there by Brittany Henderson.
Yeah, she's got very good potential. Could turn over either shoulder. Nice frame for a young player.
Timeout, Tennessee. Quick strike for Kentucky to grab the 1-point lead back with 2:26 to go in the first half here in Lexington.
You better watch out because she's chewing on her team right now. She's been into the officials all night long. She's not happy.
And by the way, every member of the crew tonight, Lisa Mattingly, Bob Trammell, and Cameron Inouye, they have heard in close quarters from Coach Summitt.
Yes.
There's Cameron getting an earful. These are one-way conversations for the most part. And Bob Trammell, the last one to hear it from the Hall of Famer.
She was in a better mood pregame, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it changed when her team got down 11-4. Quick outlet, knocked away. Great recovery defense there by Mathis. Now Dunlap trying to take advantage and can't get the roll.
Well, she's missed a couple of chippies. And Matthew Mitchell talked about this. He said, listen, we've got to play a near-perfect game. They've got more ammo than we have. And those chippies, the missed six-footers, a couple of layups Dunlap's had, you want to make those shots because Tennessee eventually will make you pay for those.
Tennessee's season high is 29 turnovers. They did that against Georgetown. Kane banks it in. Georgetown game one of just 2 losses for Tennessee, and they're on a pace to go way beyond that tonight if this keeps up. Dunlap with a 17-footer and all net. That one she did not miss. She has 14. As you say, though, she probably ought to have 18 or 20.
Easily could have had 20 points.
1:25 left in the half. Kentucky by 1. Bass needs help, now asks for a timeout. High pressure D by Kentucky. And it has been oh so effective here tonight at Memorial Coliseum. Rivalry week continues on ESPN Tuesday night. A doubleheader coming your way. This is always a great game. The atmosphere, maybe the best in college basketball, and it's Indiana and Purdue. It doesn't matter whose home court it's on. And a 9 Eastern SEC heavyweights meet Tennessee against number 18 Kentucky.
Well, what a year for Juwan Johnson. It's just been extraordinary. Would you say, I know you're in the Big Ten quite frequently, Big Ten player of the year this year is?
I'd go right now Jared Sullinger, but I think it's going to be very close. And I wouldn't mind the way they're both playing, splitting that vote.
Between Juwan Johnson and... Well, so then why do you think Juwan Johnson is not really in the discussion for National Player of the Year? Because Jared Sullinger is certainly there, which is an interesting thing.
It's a great question. And Sullinger has had his hand in some huge wins, but Juwan Johnson has as well. Ohio State has to go to Wisconsin, by the way, this weekend on Saturday. Here's Simmons to pull up pop. Got it off in time.
But folks, they're making every exchange on the perimeters. Kentucky is doing a great job. That is just a great play by the rookie.
All the way down the lane. Mathis returns the favor on the high drive. And Simmons has so much talent and just a freshman. Foul on the deck with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Those plays that she just made, that is why you have got to live with some of Megan Simmons' mistakes. And you just hope with repetition and experience that she comes to a better understanding of good shot, bad shot, time and score.
We asked Coach Summitt about that before the game because she sat with her in tape sessions and personally broken down the mistakes she's made and the things she's done well. We asked Pat, is she getting it? She said, I think she is. Yeah. But there is that, you've got a racehorse on your hands.
Yes.
You don't want to slow that horse down.
Correct. It's interesting. We had them on game day against Vanderbilt. At halftime, Pat Summitt said no three-point attempts until you enter the ball in the post. There's going to be a foul on Tennessee, Glory Johnson.
That'll be her second.
No three-point opportunities until the ball goes into the paint. And we come out of the half, and Megan Simmons is deep in the corner in front of the Lady Vols bench, and up goes the three, and I thought, okay, she's not going to see time the rest of the half.
Well, 2 shots for Kentucky with 44.9 to go, and it's Dunlap at the line. The senior from Nashville. And a 70% foul shooter drains the first.
Well, what an impressive atmosphere in here. You can tell these fans, are excited, I think, about Matthew Mitchell and what he's done in the short time he's been here in his 4 years.
And he's done a smart thing. They could play their games at Rupp Arena and try and compete with the men for basketball fans. Instead, they've effectively commandeered Memorial Coliseum and made it their own. Another turnover. So 37 seconds to go. And Kentucky grabbing the momentum and a three-point lead. Their defense has been sterling.
Well, I mean, honestly, yes, it has been. But some of Tennessee's, I cannot believe how casual they have been with their passes against a team that's played this hard.
7 on the clock. Mathis can't nail it. High up for the rebound, Simmons. And tipped out of play by Kentucky. Tennessee retains with 13.2 to go. Well, you're right. The Lady Vols have made a number of sloppy passes you don't see them typically make. Final seconds of the half. Spaney can't hit it. Follows the run miss. Right back up. No. Bush had 2 excellent looks at it. And that will not count. At the half, Kentucky has a 33-30 lead against number 4 Tennessee. We had 8 lead changes and 7 ties in the first 20 minutes. So it's Kentucky leading by 3 at the break. Now back to Cindy Brunson in the studio.
Thanks so much, Dave. And with that, we welcome you inside the women's college basketball studios. This is the Halftime Report. I'm Cindy Brunson alongside Carol Lawson, the coach Carolyn Peck. Kentucky up 3 at the break. Tennessee's 12-game win streak on the line. Coach, what jumped out at you here in the first half?
Well, I think it's a huge size advantage. Kentucky's tallest players 6'1" and 6'2", where what Tennessee has 6'6", 6'3", 6'4". I'm going to take Glory Johnson out of that group because I think she's playing pretty decent with a lot of energy. But the other 3 centers, they're not getting anything. They're not able to take advantage of the size advantage that they have over Kentucky.
The story of the first half has to be Tennessee's turnovers and their inability to handle that Kentucky press. And you take a look at some of the highlights here in the first half and what can they do better in order to attack this. And the first thing is their guards need to handle the basketball better. And we're going to see here a missed shot for Kentucky. Simmons is going to get the basketball, but even there, Dunlap is wreaking havoc, forces the travel there. See, when you get the basketball, it's not just your player, it's also the other player. You see the kick out there by Glory Johnson coming in, and Kentucky able to get a fast break finish there as well. And then Shakina Strickland in the middle of the floor. Kentucky loves it when you're in the middle of the floor because they can get extra hands. So their turnovers are not just the players that are guarding them, but sometimes the players getting their hands in there. I'll tell you this, you put a freshman point guard, you bring her into Kentucky, she's got 7 turnovers in the first half. It's like putting a piece of popcorn in front of A-Rod. She's going to get ate up.
Flashes of Cameron Diaz at the Super Bowl. Oh, my goodness. We have more big games to talk about, particularly for number 14, Florida State, taking on Virginia. Big ACC battle. Some interesting entertainment there. Under 3 to go, Sierra Brevard in the lane, gets the bucket to go. She had a huge game, Kara.
She did, and Virginia did not have an answer for her size and for her feel around the basket, but they made a run of it here in the second half.
They did, as Tara Franklin gets the 3 to go, and Virginia's down just 4. Now 20 seconds on the clock. It's Natasha Howard in the lane. We got a one-possession ball game.
Well, the guard play was opened up because of the pressure that Sierra Brevard put down low in the middle.
7 seconds to go. Brevard receiving the inbounds after the make bucket by Franklin. And Brevard able to connect on the free throws. She finished with 22 points and 9 rebounds. And Florida State holds on and gets the victory 78-74. And as a result now is just a half game back of Duke. Speaking of the Blue Devils, talk about a rivalry. Tremendous battle between Duke and North Carolina decided on a final possession. Highlights ahead on the Halftime Report.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Cisco. Together, we are the Human Network.
If you have the audacity to believe that a financial advisor should look you in the eye when the topic is your money,
if you have the nerve to think that FaceTime should be the expectation, not the exception.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and ThinkTime make a difference.
Join us. Join us.
For 88 years, it's how Edward Jones has made sense of investing. And we're proud to be ranked highest in investor satisfaction by J.D. Power & Associates 2 years in a row.
Hey, what are you drinking? I'm drinking Dunkin'.
Coffee. Black, straight up.
Extra cream, 3 sugars.
French vanilla. Iced coffee for me. Iced coffee with a turbo shot.
I'm drinking Dunkin'.
I'm drinking Dunkin'.
I'm drinking Dunkin'.
Drinking Dunkin'.
America runs on Dunkin' Coffee.
You know these things are never wrong. You're an amazing, beautiful woman. I love you.
That's not on there.
No, it's in here.
Savings on select diamond fashion. One more reason K is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Every kiss begins with K.
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Happy anniversary. Are we still on for tonight?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You remembered to make a reservation, right?
Yeah, I remember that. The #1 thing a man should remember. I'm gonna be there soon. I'm gonna come pick you up, and I'll call you. I'll call you when I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Okay.
Only AT&T's network lets your iPhone talk and surf at the same time.
When the young guns of the Nationwide series hit the track at Daytona, they'll be running their new Challengers, Impalas, Camrys, and Mustangs 4 wide with the best of the Sprint Cup. Justin Allgaier, Trevor Bayne, and Danica Patrick will put it all on the line against seasoned veterans Keselowski, Edwards, and Jr. at one of NASCAR's most demanding tracks. See if they have what it takes to win. The Nationwide Series at Daytona, Saturday, February 19th at noon on ESPN2, presented by GoDaddy.com.
Halftime report continues. Tremendous effort in game 1 of our doubleheader. #5 Duke at 12th ranked North Carolina. Italy Lucas and company gunning to win a 4th straight. Kara, a tremendous effort by Lucas.
Italy Lucas, she kept their offense going in the first half when they struggled to figure out what Duke was doing defensively, and she's ignited their offense all season long.
Transition bucket with ease. She had 17 points, and the Tar Heels had a 1-point lead in the break as they continue to make the transition game effective. Things got very interesting late, Coach, with under 2 minutes to play. Here goes Jessica Breland.
Well, the superstar senior, she came in off the bench, but she was big for North Carolina to allow them to secure the win.
Chelsea Gray with a season-high 20 points for the Duke Blue Devils, but it was not enough. And now Duke is only up 1 game in the loss column. And North Carolina and Florida State are right there. What jumps out of the box score at you, Kara, from this loss?
I think it's a great win for North Carolina. When you look at going up against Duke, we know it's a big rival there between Durham and Chapel Hill, and for them to execute late down the stretch, I think that's got to be a big confidence booster for Sylvia Hatchell and her squad. Duke's a good team, and they matched them toe-to-toe tonight and came away with a win.
Well, the good thing for Duke is they're a young team, and they can learn a lot from these close losses, and that'll pay off for them in March. But what they've got to understand is in the half court, you've got to be able to execute and score baskets so that you can do what you do well, and that's the full court press. You can't set the press until you put the ball through the hoop, and that's where Duke's got to get better in executing their offense.
Give Jasmine Thomas some help. I mean, she's really trying to do everything for them on both ends of the floor.
If you're looking at the Duke Blue Devils and they're still sitting atop the conference, what do you tell this team now? This is 2 losses in 3 games, all against ranked teams, but they really seem to be struggling.
You know, take the Connecticut loss out of it because it's not conference, and you take some lessons from it, but it's not something that's going to dominate your memory because you're trying to win an ACC championship. They had a great effort in a win against Miami. This was a close loss on the road. Take it for what it is. Have your team learn from it, but they're still in prime position in this race.
Well, I think the other thing that they've got to do is they got to take a look at what Crystal Thomas is doing in the paint. She's got to do that for 40 minutes. If she can establish herself as a dominant center in the ACC, then the rest of the offense will be able to work off her.
We'll see if that happens the rest of the regular season and into conference tournament play. Ahead on the halftime report, we got to give some props to Victoria Dunlap. She already has 16 all in the first half. She averages 17 on the season. Big part of the reason why the Wildcats are up 3 at the break.
Wow, it's really coming together.
Yep. This way, everyone will know about all our great discounts. Safe Driver, online, homeowners, more discounts than ever before.
And they still get great service.
Is it just me or is it getting funky in here, huh? Get your groove on, y'all! Get you on the flip side!
I'd tell him the sign's not finished, but it would just break his funky little heart.
More discounts, more ways to save. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
I'm right here, and I always will be.
Now you can surround her with the strength of love's embrace at Kay Jewelers. One more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
Who's serving up the best beef tonight? How about Brazilian-style churrasco beef?
And bacon-wrapped sirloin.
On an endless dinner buffet.
For around $10.
Incoming!
Only Golden Corral can throw the ultimate beef lover celebration. It's tender Brazilian-style churrasco beef, bacon-wrapped USDA sirloin, juicy smoked beef brisket, and more. All on our endless dinner buffet, all for around $10.
$10?
That's hot.
Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
And basically, that's how babies are made.
Okay.
Okay.
So why do grown-ups go to Las Vegas?
Oh, honey? This is her thing. She's loves the questions. We got questions too. So, answer forthcoming.
DirecTV now gives you instant access to 6,000 shows and movies at no extra charge. You're gonna be busy. Super busy. Don't just watch TV. DirecTV.
Big Monday for the men over on ESPN. Number 20, Missouri at second-ranked Kansas. Bill Self and company trying to put together another long home win streak. First half, Ricardo Ratcliffe gets the putback to go, and the Tigers are up 3 later. Markeith Morris, he's tremendous, Kara.
The Morris twins are low to handle, especially for Missouri. Much like the Kentucky women, they want to get out and press and force turnovers.
Mario Little gets the 3 to go, and the Jayhawks lead is 3. And then Phil Pressey to the 10. Lightning bolt in his hair. Tigers up 3. Love the fade. But would it be enough? Right before the half, Travis Relaford. He gets the bucket to go. And as a result, Kansas has the lead at the break, 46-42. Again, it's a game you can see on ESPN. In the earlier game, it was number 4 Pittsburgh improving to 10-1 in Big East play with the big victory over West Virginia, 71-66. And Nazir Robinson leading the way with 15 points and 8 rebounds. Did somebody say rivalry? Yeah, the week continues. In the SEC Tuesday, Bruce Pearl back on the bench for Tennessee at 18th ranked Kentucky, ESPN 9 Eastern. Wednesday, we're looking forward to ACC action. Number 21, North Carolina, minus guard Larry Drew II, who quit the team Friday at 5th ranked Duke, 9 Eastern ESPN. Thursday, it's Big East rivalry renewed between number 9 Connecticut at St. John's at MSG. That's at 7 Eastern on ESPN. And Saturday, number 1 in the country, unbeaten Ohio State at 14th ranked Wisconsin. That comes your way on ESPN at 2 o'clock Eastern. Glory Johnson with 6 points. Her Lady Vols, though, with work to do, down 3 at the break. See if they can extend their 12-game win streak in the second half.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Cisco. Together, we are the Human Network.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Your soup and sandwich combo. Enjoy.
For when you want your favorite cafe to be your own kitchen. New Stouffer's stuffed melts and soups like creamy tomato bisque, served with a 3 cheese and ham stuffed melt. 2 cafe favorites now in 1 package. New from Stouffer's.
Okay, new year, new me. Gotta cut back. I love cutting back.
It's all the taste and none of the trade-offs. It's Applebee's unbelievably great tasting and under 550 calories menu. Great tasting, generous new dishes starting at $8.99. Only at Applebee's. Open until midnight or later.
The craving for chocolate is all grown up.
Ooh. Jared presents beautiful natural Levion chocolate diamonds. Levion is the only company on earth to make jewelry with chocolate diamonds. Levion, the leading family in jewelry. From ancient royalty to today's red carpet. You will only find these styles at Jared. Levion chocolate diamonds, they're anything but vanilla. That's why he went to Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
Music's your life. Can you imagine making this your career?
Call the International Academy of Design and Technology and discover how you can learn audio production. The Academy can help you prepare for an exciting career as you learn hands-on how to edit, mix, and master sound.
If music's your life, start living your dream. Turn your passion into reality.
Call now for a brochure. You imagine, we can get you there. Call 888-334-2111. That's 888-334-2111. Call now.
Did you know 80 years ago that you would be the first African American to own a team and make them national champions? Well, because of you, we believe we can call our own shots.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, featuring the stylish new Toyota Highlander. So advanced, so efficient, and so cool. Just ask someone you know who drives one.
We welcome you back to the SEC on ESPN, and from Kentucky, where the Wildcats have a 3-point lead over Tennessee, 33-30, as we get ready for the second half, all part of Rivalry Week, presented by Cisco. Pat Summitt's Tennessee Lady Vols down at the break, and she was not happy at all with her team at halftime.
What has this team won? How many times have I said that? You're not going to win if you don't play defense and rebound. And ball security. Just throw the ball away. If I didn't know better, I think you were throwing the game. That's how bad we are. Right now, they got more heart and desire than anybody in this room. And that better change. It better change and change in a hurry.
37 years, over 1,000 wins. She has never pulled a punch in her coaching career. Kentucky and Tennessee. It's Big Monday, presented by Bud Light. Dave O'Brien and Doris Burke with you. And well, one of the reasons that the coach is so dissatisfied, Kentucky has turned Tennessee over, Doris, 17 times in the first half.
Remember what we talked about at the Open, Matthew Mitchell's philosophy. We want to try to make every possession our opponent has feel like it's a desperate possession, and it certainly felt like Tennessee, I don't know that they were desperate, but they didn't look confident and composed against all that pressure. They've got to find some composure. Very strange to see a Tennessee team react like that, and Kentucky, even though they didn't shoot the ball great, by the way, Tennessee hit 50% of their shots, and they're still down at halftime. Well, Kentucky does have Victoria Dunlap, 16 points, 4 for 7, missed a couple of chippies, otherwise could have had a huge first half. I was surprised to hear Pat address the rebound. We've got a rebound play defense. I mean, Kentucky's shooting 37%. They're only 1 for 7 from 3. And they got out-rebounded by 12. It was really, to me, it's just about handling the pressure and trying to execute.
Morrow right out of the gate, missing on the 3, but the rebound picked up by Kentucky and quickly thrown away. Strickland with the pick. You're right, Tennessee out-rebounding Kentucky 23-11 in the first half. So they did all right on the glass, but apparently not well enough for Coach Summit. Her opinion, the one that really counts. Kane up top for Johnson. She'll drive it and kick it. Williams lost the handle on it. They turn it over again. It is 18 Tennessee turnovers. And a whistle here away from the basketball in the opening minute of the second half.
What do you notice? Kamika Williams is in the starting lineup, not Megan Simmons to come out of the second half. Remember,
Megan Simmons with 7 turnovers.
Exactly.
Anderson with the foul. We talked about it, that Simmons is such a gifted player, and she's such a rocket, and she's a one-person fast break so often. You can live with turnovers, but not on a pace to kick it over 14 times.
Right, exactly right. The way this game is playing, it feels like it could be a possession game at the end. So you cannot have that number of turnovers.
Kane, Johnson, Strickland, Williams, and Spaney on the floor now for Tennessee. As Summit looking for the right combination. Kimiko Williams. Shot clock down to 7. Kane, baseline pass, Spaney fall away. Had to take that shot. Down Johnson goes, and a foul there with 18:42 left.
See, I'm starting to wonder, does Kelly Keane not feel well? Is her back hurting? Because, and this is to Carolyn Peck's point, you know, can they execute and get to a place where all that size can be taken advantage of? On the catch, Kelly Keane doesn't look like she wants to dominate action.
6'6". Strickland got that one to go. Sakina Strickland, the junior, came in averaging 12 and 7.
She told Pat Summit she didn't want to post up. I'm not sure why, because she's got the game to post up. And as I recall, both Kobe and Michael Jordan have pretty good back to the basket games.
And Pat Summit said basketball players want to post up. They all do. Switched in by O'Neal. Jennifer O'Neal really gave them energy in the first half, didn't she?
Well, I love her. I like her energy, her toughness. Look at her. She's sticking her nose in there on Tabor Spaney like, okay, I'm here, and I'm going to check you, make it difficult for you to handle the basketball.
Remember, Tennessee without their best three-point threat, and Angie Bjorklund. She is out with a sprained right foot. Williams stops, pops, too long. Johnson with a rebound and the bucket. Trying to give chase, but it's out of play, and 17:41 to go here in the second half. Pat Summit's Lady Vols in trouble on the road against Kentucky. They lost the last time they played here. Jennifer O'Neal to put it in, the freshman.
Tennessee staying in that zone. It's a very active, long, and athletic zone.
Mathis drives it back out for O'Neal. Won't shoot here. Dunlap does. It barely grazed the iron. Gloria Johnson swinging an elbow there. Evans went down and a foul. Let's go back to the other end of the court, though, to see if there was contact here. Because that could have been an intentional foul with the high elbow swing.
Let's take a look. Oof. Man, I think you could call that. I really do.
No whistle on that play as Evans went down, grabbing at her face. Now, she has not since then.
They may look at this. I wonder if they're going to look at this. I really thought that was absolutely could have been. Yeah, they're going to look at it. I think they should. They're making the right call here.
Lisa Mattingly going to the monitor here and pointing to that direction of the floor, where Johnson swung the elbow. So an official review is 17:50 to go.
The reason you want to be mindful of this as an official is this can really hurt somebody. So whether or not you make contact, it's officiated because it's a dangerous play.
Well, they're going to call over the third official, Bob Trammell, to take a look as well, along with Cameron Inouye and Lisa Mattingly. They're all at the monitor. Now, Evans appears to be all right, which, as you mentioned, is beside the point, really.
Correct.
Because this could have done a lot of damage. Question is, of course, is that just a basketball play where you're trying to clear out space and get away from a defender?
I thought it crossed the line, and maybe it's just you know, my sensibilities, and they're going to stick with the call. It could be just my sensibilities where I thought it was a little excessive.
Well, Evans initially went down grabbing at her face, but it didn't look like the elbow ever touched it.
I agree. I didn't think it did touch her.
So Kane to the line. Only a 50% foul shooter, Kelly Kane. They look good on that one.
I watch her shoot free throws, and I don't understand it.
She ought to be better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it looks pretty good.
Kane, one of two Georgians on Pat Summit's roster.
See, the rotation is there.
So it makes one of two. Here's O'Neal, well short. Now, it looked like Kimiko Williams got a hand on it. Strickland rattles in a three-pointer. Again, Shakina Strickland's coming off a game against Arkansas where she hit 6 out of 9 outside the arc.
Well, she looks very confident shooting it from distance.
And now Tennessee has jumped into the lead after trailing by 3 at halftime.
And they're sticking with this zone. And this coming out of this half, they have been in this defense, and they're quite comfortable in it.
O'Neal zips the pass from Mathis. Back out for the freshman. Rebound tipped and controlled by Tennessee.
And what do you notice about this zone? It slows the pace of Kentucky, even on the offensive end. That's why Pat Summitt's employing it, because it's slowing down Kentucky.
And of course, the Wildcats want to heat up play, cause turnovers, run the fast break. Kentucky 1 for 4 in the half. And the basket, 16-12 to go. And Tennessee, you can feel the momentum swing, can't you?
Yeah, you can. And this is just good offense right here. And it's simply a backdoor cut. You get Glory Johnson the basketball. And the reason you go to that side of the floor is Strickland has got O'Neal on her. And she's got so much size that there really should be no reason for Strickland not to score and get the end one.
O'Neal did commit the foul. Strickland looking for that foul shot, but not there. Spaney kept it alive. Strickland hustle play to keep it Tennessee's possession, and then wound up just about throwing it away, and in fact did in the end. It'll be Kentucky ball as O'Neal hit the deck right for the scoring table.
She reminds me of Troy Polamalu, O'Neal. It's like everywhere the ball is, that's where O'Neal is.
And fearless. Tennessee leading 40-36. Sarah Bennett, a freshman, now getting in for Kentucky, which means that Matthew Mitchell has played 11 players in this game. O'Neal short with it. So Tennessee is starting to grab control of this thing, however subtle that might be, with a lot of time left. Tennessee shooting it better and playing more aggressively. Doing a better job holding on to the basketball. Strickland steps back, blocked away by Dunlap. Jumped out and rejected the shot by Strickland.
That young woman is going to be a terrific pro.
Mathis lane opens up. She banks it in. And the blocking foul as well. She'll go to the line.
Kentucky has forfeited the lead, but a tough move here by Mathis gets them just a little bit closer.
Georgetown, Syracuse, North Carolina, Duke. The action tips Wednesday at 7 on ESPN.
Welcome back to Hack Job. Today, we're with the Gilberts. Okay, guys, are you ready to see your new kitchen? Let's go. Take a look.
Oh, here we go. It looks amazing.
You didn't do anything. We just put Bud Light on the counter.
Exactly. It totally opens it up. We gave it a fun vibe. Clearly, this is a room people want to hang out in.
It's the sure sign of a good time. It's just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
The landscapers are here. Nice. Hey. Hey. Hey.
They're coming. Seems like from every wireless carrier. You may have heard them already. The dapcasting, the empty comparisons, while they shout them at the top of their lungs to try to blur the lines. In the end, just ask yourself, does the network work? This is America's largest and most reliable network. Verizon. Built so you can rule the air.
Hey, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Dunkin'. Coffee. Black, straight up. Extra cream, 3 sugars.
French vanilla. Iced coffee for me. Iced coffee with a turbo shot.
I'm drinking Dunkin'. I'm drinking Dunkin'.
I'm drinking Dunkin'.
Drinking Dunkin'.
America runs on Dunkin' Coffee.
You know these things are never wrong. You're an amazing, beautiful woman. I love you.
That's not on there.
No, it's in here.
The new Charmed Memories collection, one more reason K is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Every kiss begins with K.
Ugh.
Linens and duvet washed fresh for every guest. Real value from your friends at Hampton.
Pat Summitt's Tennessee Lady Vols with a 2-point lead on Matthew Mitchell's Kentucky Wildcats. Of course, he used to be a grad assistant for Pat Summitt. He's trying to beat him tonight.
I'm not surprised that he's in this position as head coach at Kentucky, and you know, seeing him there is just like, you know, I'm so proud for Matthew. But tonight, I'm not going to like Matthew. We're going to have to beat Matthew somehow, because they're playing great.
Well, his team had won 7 in a row, but the Tennessee Lady Volunteers have an unblemished record in the SEC and don't plan on relinquishing that tonight.
Kentucky so far 18-4. Tennessee 21-2. And perfect in the SEC at 9-0. Mathis at the line. And that one will roll off the iron. Nico Williams in there tonight with Angie Bjorklund on the bench and nursing that foot injury. Quick dish underneath and an easy one for Kelly Kane. Mathis wants to bank it. No. On the hard drive into the paint.
And the rebounding battle is starting to be Tennessee's. And on both ends, yeah, there it is, 32-14. There it was 23-11 at the half, and they're starting to spread them out there.
Pull up Pop Williams. She buries it. Nico Williams, another one who can get her shot for Tennessee. Pass tip nearly picked off by Strickland. Dunlap is open. It glances away to Pinkett on the baseline. And a foul in the lane with 14:25 to go.
That's the one area Victoria Dunlap's game can develop at the next level. I think she'll be a pro. I think she's athletic and skilled enough to do that. She's made 3 threes this year. She came in 3 for 6. So she'll get more consistent with that perimeter jump shot. But there's enough to her game right now.
Kelly Kane with a foul, number 2, to send Mathis to the line. A 68% foul shooter. She's Kentucky's number 2 scorer, 13 a game. She's second in the SEC in steals. They can't connect in the first one. Henderson back on now for Kentucky as Sarah Barnett, the freshman, will take a seat.
And sometimes when you're a team that thrives on pressure like Kentucky does, and that stops, do you have the mental toughness to keep exerting that kind of effort and energy? I mean, we saw how hard they worked in the first 20 minutes. If it stops paying dividends, are you as anxious to work that hard?
And it paid great dividends in the first half. They forced 17 Tennessee turnovers, but that has slowed to a trickle, and there's Strickland on a sweet reverse. And a timeout. The timeout Matthew Mitchell really had to take. With 14 minutes to play, his team is falling behind, and Tennessee has the upper hand.
When the young guns of the Nationwide Series hit the track at Daytona, they'll be running their new Challengers, Impalas, Camrys, and Mustangs 4 wide with the best of the Sprint Cup. Justin Allgaier, Trevor Bayne, and Danica Patrick will put it all on the line against seasoned veterans Keselowski, Edwards, and Jr. at one of NASCAR's most demanding tracks. See if they have what it takes to win. The Nationwide Series at Daytona, Saturday, February 19th at noon on ESPN2, presented by GoDaddy.com.
New car reviews on Cars.com. Some are bad.
Totally dude! Party like a rock.
Some are good.
Like a rock star. Party like a rock. Party like a rock star.
A young man with ambition met an old man at the top. Asked him if he had a secret, and the old man stopped and thought and said, free cause that's how it ought to be, my brother. Credit cause you need a loan for one thing or another. Score cause they break it down to one simple number that you can use. Time to take a break cause the name is kinda long. Come in honor of the internet that it's on. Put it all together at the end of the song. It gives you free credit, score.com, and I'm done.
Offer applies with enrollment in Triple Advantage.
Your soup and sandwich combo. Enjoy.
For when you want your favorite cafe to be your own kitchen. New Stouffer's stuffed melts and soups like creamy tomato bisque, served with a 3 cheese and ham stuffed melt. 2 cafe favorites now in 1 package. New from Stouffer's.
You know these things are never wrong. You're an amazing, beautiful woman. I love you.
That's not on there.
No, it's in here.
Savings on select diamond fashion. One more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
AT&T has big news about the new Motorola Bravo. No, not its brilliant touchscreen or Android operating system. Okay, go ahead. It's just $49.99. Only from AT&T. Rethink possible.
So Kentucky falling behind here. Tennessee 46, Kentucky 38. Tennessee was down 3 at the break.
Well, I mean, you just have to admire the way Shakina Strickland is playing the game right now. And we talked a little bit about Pat Summitt and the conversation she had. As you see the 9 points, she's not missed a shot. And this is going back to probably mid-January, maybe early January, where Pat just pulled her in and said, you know, I recruited you and I thought you'd be an All-American. And if you're not interested in doing that, she said, you might as well go home and fish.
She said, you know, she really likes to fish. And she's a good fisher.
I don't think she wants to fish rather than play ball, though.
That's right. And since then, she's had some big games. She had 18 points and 16 rebounds against South Carolina. Mathis can't get him started offensively. And it's really turned in Tennessee's favor. You and I have both done a lot of lady ball games over the years, and you can really see it like a tidal wave coming. Strickland with another bucket. Is 13 in a big second half for Shakina. 11 since halftime.
Tennessee has so many good pieces.
Pinkett, yes. Swishing in a 3. Kentucky really had to have that.
And interestingly, they don't go full court pressure after that made hoop, which they did so much of in the first half.
Williams breaks the pressure to get her own shot. Can't bury it. Kane keeps it alive, draws the foul. And she'll go back to the line. It'll be interesting to see as she goes to the stripe here. We mentioned only a 50% foul shooter. Fouled by Dunlap, her second. And she made 1 of 2 the last trip there. To see what's going wrong with Kelly Kane at the line. As she's a junior and hasn't figured it out yet.
I'd love to see where the ball rests on her hand, because it really does have very good rotation. Think about the biggest players in the league, the NBA. Dwight and Shaq. They say it's because, comparatively speaking, the ball relative to the size of their hands. I can't see if it's sitting where it should be sitting. But see what I mean? It doesn't look like she should be that bad. It'd be nice to see her fully healthy. I mean, she's had some issues. She's got some lower back issues. When she plays extended minutes, she pays for it the next day. I think she's got the physical frame and the skills to dominate, and she doesn't do it as much as you'd like to see her.
1 of 2 again. Dunlap with the leader. Yes. She has 18. And Kentucky so successful getting Tennessee to turn it over in the first half. They pulled it in 6.
Well, one big difference already that you can see against the extended pressure, and there have been limited opportunities. You see the spacing? There wasn't a player near Kamiko Williams. Therefore, it's no help defender available to strip from behind.
Williams has been so much steadier with the ball than Simmons in the first half. They turned it over 7 times. Foul against Tennessee. Strickland quite upset about it. And now smiling, but her second foul. Trying to laugh it off, a 6-point game. Dunlap nearly slipped against Johnson, backs her away, can't connect though. Kentucky with the reigning SEC Player of the Year in Victoria Dunlap. We're going to need her to have a giant final 12 minutes. Following Williams. No. Rebound tipped out high to Kentucky.
Wow, did you see how high Glory Johnson got up?
Yes. Serious hops. Evans leans in for 2. Well, here come the Wildcats.
Just keeping the pressure on.
Williams being very calm. Ahead to Kane. Speedy off the screen. Strickland lines it up and drains a 3.
Just a small bit of communication. It's amazing. You just touch a player once with some nice shot, nice pass, nice shot.
Two more for Dunlap, who has 20. So Kentucky's still hanging in.
See what they're doing? They're clearing everybody. They're putting the ball in the hands of people who can handle it, and everybody else get out of the way.
Williams has all day to shoot and hit it a two-pointer.
Well, she has really played terrific basketball. Very left-handed on the dribble, but her right hand is sufficient enough to change it.
Evans, quick pass. Henderson lost it right back to her teammate. Evans down to get it. Shot clock now at 10 for Kentucky.
So without O'Neal on the floor, yeah, it's got to come from Mathis or Dunlap.
And Mathis bangs the three. 4-point lead for Tennessee. Matthew Mitchell's going to get Jennifer O'Neal, the spark plug freshman, back on the floor in a moment. Strickland, too strong. Dunlap has the rebound. Under 10 to go here at Memorial Coliseum. Mathis again. No one came out to guard her. She buries the three. 1-point lead Tennessee. Tennessee will have it. Timeout. The Vols will have it, but Kentucky is on an 8-2 run. They have closed the gap to 1 point. So 9:42 remaining.
Shakina Strickland is having an outstanding second half. Without her scoring, they'd be at a deficit because Adia Mathis is starting to heat up from the perimeter.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Brace yourself for the passion, the pride, the hysteria of Rivalry Week. First at 7, two of the Big East's fiercest foes leave it all on the floor. Georgetown versus Syracuse. Then at 9,
the greatest rivalry of them all.
North Carolina, Duke. The rejuvenated number 21 Tar Heels battle the 5th-ranked Blue Devils with first place in the ACC at stake.
Harrison Barnes got it!
The action tips Wednesday at 7 on ESPN. The home court of Rivalry Week, presented by Cisco.
Our bill from the phone company. We were wasting money.
Throwing it away. I hate wasting anything, especially money.
We wish we'd looked sooner. Wish we'd looked sooner.
Ridiculous. Shocking.
So we switched.
We looked at our bill and we switched to Comcast Business Class.
Great deal.
Fast internet.
Better phone. Tools from Microsoft.
So, have you looked at your bill yet?
Find out how much your business can save. Call Comcast at 1-800-391-3000.
With this in-studio update, I'm Cindy Brunson. Big 12 on ESPN. 20th ranked Missouri at number 2 Kansas. Jayhawks, a winner of 11 straight at home against the Tigers. Thomas Robinson throwing down. Kansas up big. Dave, Doris, back to you.
Cindy, thanks. Under 10 to go. 54-53 Tennessee. Wednesday, we've got a doubleheader coming your way. At 7 o'clock, Big East rivals meeting. It's Georgetown and Syracuse. It's inside the Carrier Dome. Then at 9 o'clock, catch the latest chapter of the North Carolina-Duke rivalry. Tyler Zeller leading the Tar Heels against Kyle Singler and number 5 Duke. Wednesday Night Hoops presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Well, Austin Freeman starting to show why the coaches selected him preseason Big East Player of the Year. And Kyrie Irving The conversation will begin. Is that toe going to be healthy to play?
Picked off by Dunlap at midcourt. And Kentucky can take the lead back.
Just their third turnover of this half, Tennessee. That was a play that worked, if you remember, in the first half. It was executed beautifully.
Conroy with a kick. Henderson. Tough angle there along that baseline. He could not convert. So Tennessee clings to a one-point advantage. Underneath Johnson, and as great a leaper as she is, even she couldn't get to that one. As it's thrown away. 21 turnovers for Pat Summitt's team. Dunlap on the high post. Lori Johnson on her. Trying to back her way down.
That's a heck of a matchup right there. That is a heck of a matchup. Lori Johnson is as athletic a player as there is in the country. And when she decides to get down in the stance with a hand up and contest and ready to move her feet, it's going to be very difficult for somebody to go by her.
Johnson, great defense, goes down on her hip. It's still alive, and Kentucky comes away with it.
You have to absolutely love how hard Lori Johnson is working on the defensive end right there.
Really forcing the turnover. So Kentucky's second consecutive trip with a chance to grab the lead. Conroy wide open. Dunlap with a rebound and a foul. And that'll go against Kentucky and against the Wildcat star.
You're talking about the former SEC Player of the Year last year, Dunlap, working against Lori Johnson. And look at just move her feet, using athleticism she has to try to pick that pass.
That's her third foul. Lori Johnson also has 3, and now Spaney is fouled on the dribble. With 8:27 left, and the personal will go against Brittany Henderson. Her fourth, in time for a 1-and-1 for Tennessee.
You can see his game plan, Matthew Mitchell. It's right what it should be. You want to put yourself in a position against a more talented team to give yourself an opportunity to win it at the end.
And a significantly bigger opponent. Tennessee has that advantage against just about everybody. Henderson steps out. Pinkett comes on. As Spaney is at the line. Tabor says she has modeled herself after her dad, Gary, who is a 10-year NFL linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. On the drive, O'Neal. Quick step, no. Johnson collects the rebound. Trying to get out of pressure and able to do it. She's a little more conservative with the elbow there. Kane will bank in 2. So Tennessee on top, 56-53. Dunlap trying to attack the reverse. No, but too far underneath and lost it. Back over to the Lady Vols. 7:54 remaining here inside Memorial Coliseum in Lexington, Kentucky. And a timeout on the floor. A couple of times Kentucky had the opportunity to take a lead. Matthew Mitchell's team unable to convert. He's a little bit upset with the crew of Lisa Manning, Devon Trammell, and Cameron Inouye.
I think he was looking for the foul on the drive by Dunlap.
No whistle on that play. Tennessee ranked number 4. Lady Vols have won 12 in a row coming into Kentucky. It's a win streak that began with that thrilling overtime win over Stanford, the team that ended UConn's historic winning streak.
Well, and they're winning tonight. They have the advantage the way they beat many teams over the course of Pat Summitt's tenure. The rebounding edge is plus 20 right now, 39-19. And 30 of the 56 points they've scored have been in the paint. And this is what they do.
We'll take a timeout as well. 56-53 Tennessee. More in a moment.
Cut! What's that doing on my set?
Product placement, sir. Whenever we feature a product in a scene, we get tons of free stuff.
Here we go.
Really? My lady.
The sure sign of a good time. just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
More Bud Light? Try this.
Is that chocolate? Is that whipped cream? Is that caramel and espresso you're mixing? I must be dreaming.
For the first time at McDonald's, your two favorite flavors together. New McCafe Caramel Mocha.
Well, what do you guys think?
Perfect.
The simple joy of sweet harmony.
Ready, Sensei?
Hey, tough guy. That goal needs Alka-Seltzer Plus. It has the cold-fighting power of an effervescent packed in a liquid gel for all-over relief.
Dude. AT&T has big news about the new Motorola Bravo. No, not its brilliant touchscreen or Android operating system. Okay, go ahead. It's just $49.99. Only from AT&T. Rethink possible.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Tennessee 56, Kentucky 53. As we revisit our Star Watch on this big Monday presented by Bud Light, Shakina Strickland for Tennessee with 16 points, 9 rebounds. And Victoria Dunlap for Kentucky, 20 points and 6 boards.
You see how smart we are? We picked the right players. Even a blind squirrel on occasion gets a nut.
I thought I was being very subtle there, but you're right. Simmons, that's knocked away. She's committed 8 turnovers in this game, the freshman.
Well, and she sat for a good portion of the second half. She came in and she tried to make that home run pass to Glory Johnson and got the Pat Summit stare.
Here's a spectacular high school star out of Texas, scoring over 3,400 points as a McDonald's All-American, Spania Pie. She rolls and gives it up. Pinckney with Johnson right behind her, lays it up and in. Oh, it's a one-point affair again. Shove there, and the foul committed by Kentucky. And they're going to get Conwright on the personal, her third.
Doesn't it just feel, though, when Megan Simmons is in the game that they're playing faster? When she wasn't on the floor, it felt like they were more organized. Now, maybe Pat's just trying to help her play through it and get some experience, because the likelihood is you could have to face Kentucky in the SEC tournament again.
1-1 for Simmons. Good foul shooter. She hit 74%. She scored 22 points in her college debut at Louisville. And as if to prove that was no fluke, in the very next game, she scored 26.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not being overly critical of her. I've said many times, I have enjoyed watching her play. Her skills are tremendous. I like the toughness and the attitude that she brings to the table, something I thought Tennessee was missing the last couple years. But she's still got to figure some things out here.
Got to figure a way to handle the basketball a little more cleanly and not give it away so often. But makes the pair in front of 7,126. That's a season high in attendance at Memorial Coliseum.
Good sub by Pat Summit. She gets Kamiko back in the basketball game, and that gives her another ball handler with Simmons. So that was a good substitution.
O'Neal won't wait. Line drives and miss. Follows that. Quick dribble and lays it in. Well, that was a marvelous sleight of hand. And Kentucky is within one. Williams fires up for Simmons. She'll shoot it. Rebounded away by Kentucky. That was a quick shot.
Well, exactly what I was talking about.
Dunlap slipping to the foul line, and there's Simmons. Now it's loose again. And the foul committed by Shakina Strickland. In the backcourt. As the play has gotten frenetic.
We've talked about the toughness of Simmons. This young woman's got a little toughness, too. She misses her shot. She goes after it. Look at how low to the ground she is on that crossover. The little floater. If you're a point guard in this day and age, the floater is something you must have in your arsenal. And preferably with your left and your right hand, like Tony Parker. He can finish the floater with either hand.
Well, young Jennifer O'Neill with a bit of a star turn here tonight for Kentucky. They really needed it. Again, they can take a lead. Down right, pass tipped by Strickland. So Kentucky will have it with 9 on the shot clock. And approaching 6 minutes left here at Lexington. Anisha Pinkett to check it in. Alia Mathis. Shot clock at 3. Scoop shot and a whistle. Boy, everybody in the building is bracing for an and one. They're not going to get that, but she'll go to the line.
Got a really small lineup on the floor right now for Kentucky. So you're going to have to team rebound it with all these guards. And he's saying, one thing he talked about, he said, listen, this game is going to be as much about how tough we can be as executing our game plan.
Mathis nails that one. Victoria Dunlap, the only 6-footer on the floor for Kentucky. At 6'1", Mathis is 5'9".
And Pat has actually subbed down as well because she's got Simmons and Kamiko Williams on the floor.
Those foul shots put Kentucky back in the lead by 1. 10 times the lead has changed hands tonight. Simmons, great move, driving with the left hand, spins it in.
No fear.
And she gives Tennessee a 1-point lead. It's batted out with 5:44 left.
I thought she was going to hit Kelly Kane on this drive, and instead she elects to go on her own. Kane had actually inside position, but she wisely creates a little space for her teammate as Simmons goes to the rack.
They do with a misfire. Pat Summitt has referred to Megan Simmons as the fastest player I have ever coached at Tennessee.
Yeah. Fastest shooter she's ever coached, too.
Hard to debate that. But she is gifted. Williams down the lane. Yes, 2 more. Oh. And she comes up limping.
You know she wants to go left, and she's still good enough to get there.
Conwright blows by everybody. May, in fact, have picked up the fact that Tennessee had an injured player, that Williams was hobbled. 62-61. Under 5 left. Kane calling for it.
Well, she should be calling. If they don't get her the ball, there's a switch now. Dunlap finally gets inside on Kane. If they execute, they've got the size advantage at multiple spots.
Shot clock to 6. Kane, Simmons, you know she'll shoot it, and nails it from 3.
That is big time.
And a timeout. Matthew Mitchell and Kentucky. Their lead disappeared, and Tennessee behind Megan Simmons, grabbing a 65-61 advantage. Rivalry week continues on ESPN Tuesday night with a doubleheader. 7 Eastern, it's bragging rights in Hoosier State. Indiana against number 12 Purdue. Then at 9 o'clock Eastern, SEC heavyweights will tangle. It's Tennessee and Kentucky.
That moment where she just makes that shot, Megan Simmons, is the kind of play they couldn't make when they bowed out to Baylor in the NCAA tournament last year. Nobody wanted to take that shot a year ago for Pat Summitt's club. Well, guess what? This young rookie is not afraid in any way, shape, or form of any big moment. And that's when great things are possible.
Sometimes it helps not to have a conscience on the offensive side. And in Simmons, they may have a great young player in the making. Despite all the turnovers tonight, she sort of said to heck with that. She's turned it over 8 times in this game. At the same time, she has 13 points, and she's hit big shots here inside the last 6 or 7 minutes. Kentucky out of the timeout. O'Neal on the drive. Blocked. Kane with the swat and collects it.
And so now you don't have to play Simmons at the point guard. You have Kamiko Williams on the floor to run your stuff. But Simmons has their last 5 points.
Better team, by the way, blocked 7 Kentucky shots the last time they met in February of last year. Entry pass knocked away and stolen clean by Conright.
Well, that's just hard work because she's outsized and she's just using her smarts and her guts and her guile to get around Glory Johnson.
23 turnovers for Tennessee, but Kentucky trails by 4. 3.5 to go. Picked it up top. Lost that one out of play. He just lost the handle on it. Timeout, 3:20 left here at Kentucky. Tennessee with the lead.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy. New car reviews on Cars.com. Some are bad.
Totally, dude. Party like a rock.
Some are good.
A rock star. Party like a rock. Party like a rock star.
Oh, we miss you, honey.
I'll be home soon. Until then, Tommy?
Behind every open heart is a story.
It's beautiful.
Tell yours with my open heart collection at K Jewelers. Keep your heart open, and love will always find its way in.
Every kiss begins with K.
Let's ring you up.
Mary? What are you doing here?
It's Megan. I'm getting new insurance.
Marjorie, you've had a policy with us for 3 years.
It's been 5 years.
5 years.
Well, Progressive gives Megan discounts that you guys didn't.
Paperless, safe driver, and I get great service.
Meredith, what's shaking, bacon?
They'll figure it out.
Getting you the discounts you deserve. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
AT&T has big news about the new Motorola Bravo. No, not its brilliant touchscreen or Android operating system. Okay, go ahead. It's just $49.99. Only from AT&T. Rethink possible.
Rivalry is
intense competition.
Being focused.
With a ton of passion mixed in.
It is, after all, rivalry week, and time now to check out tonight's Cisco game track as Tennessee leads by 4. Strickland was 16. She's been a major force in the second half.
Well, the other part of this is they've done a much better job with the basketball. After 17 first-half turnovers, Tennessee has 6 in the second half. Now, they've come in bunches a couple of times, but a much better job managing the pressure.
Tennessee, with Strickland leading the way, has out-rebounded Kentucky 41-21. Strickland with her 8th double-double. 16 and 10 so far tonight. Williams took a little bump. Simmons traveling with it. Maybe a little too fancy, a little too quick for her own good there. 24 Tennessee turnovers, and yet they lead by 4.
She hasn't put her head down when she's made those mistakes.
She may well reach double figures in turnovers tonight in a game her team may well win on the road. Dunlap into the paint. That won't fall in for her. Johnson with a tough rebound.
Well, see, and that's where I'm okay with her getting a little space, because somebody's, trying to take the ball from her. So that play I'm okay with.
Johnson with 10 rebounds along with Strickland. Shot clock at 10. And now Pat Summitt trying to run a little bit of clock here with a 4-point lead. Strickland with the leader. No. Collects. Back up. Yes.
Their fouls. It's just been such a problem at times.
Approaching 2 minutes to go.
You forced what you needed to force, which is a really tough runner. I mean, had no opportunity to go in. You just didn't finish the play.
O'Neal wants to dump the pass into Henderson. Nicely done for 2. 67-63.
And you got plenty of time. I mean, you want to be somewhat efficient if you're Kentucky, but there's plenty of time in this basketball game, provided you get stops.
Strickland. Simmons underneath Johnson for the bucket. And that one really hurts Kentucky.
Now you've got to go, and now you've got to go pretty quickly.
Mathis taking her time out here. Precious seconds ticking away. The long heave is off target by Conway.
You got to get up and try to make a play, and a little bit of frustration by Mitchell now. Looks like is he conceding this? Nope, they're not going to foul. They're going to just play it out. I'm really surprised.
6-point game. Tennessee a 68% foul shooting team, which is all right, but not spectacular. Instead, they let Strickland miss. Kentucky saves it. They still have a window here.
You've got to go right to the rim, though.
Mathis, here's Conway. They're not shooting it. Under 30. Kentucky, finally, Henderson banks in 2, and they take the timeout with 25 seconds left. But boy, they wasted a lot of time.
A lot of time on both ends, and I simply don't understand it. I thought they'd come up and try to make a trap. It looked like he's a little bit frustrated, like maybe he was trying to communicate that a trap, cheat up a pass, and no, if you don't get a steal, a foul.
So Kentucky within 4, but Tennessee will have the ball out of the timeout. Tennessee trying to improve to 22-2, and if they win tonight, they remain perfect in the SEC. They'll improve to 10-0, and Kentucky would drop to 7-3 in the conference.
What you need to do if you're Tennessee, obviously, is inbound the basketball cleanly. In an ideal circumstance, you're getting it to your best free throw shooter.
And the best foul shooter would be Tabor Spaney, who hits 81%.
And she just checks into the basketball game just as you say that. Pat Summitt gets her best free throw shooter into the basketball game. And obviously, if you're Kentucky, you're denying hard on Spaney, and you're trying to deliver the worst free throw shooters. Ideally, if Kelly Kane comes out of that, although I gotta believe she takes Kelly Kane out of this basketball game.
Look at the series history. Tennessee, of course, dominating everybody in the conference for so long. They've won 30 of the last 32, although the last time they played here at Memorial Coliseum, Kentucky snuck away with the victory. Now they are trailing by 4 with 25 seconds to play. They're the number 4 ranked team in the country. And again, Tabor Spaney, their best foul shooter, has reported back in for Coach Summitt.
They've tried to execute a couple of times in this set here, the home run pass.
In for Spaney, and she's immediately fouled with 23.5 seconds to go.
So pretty good execution. You get it to exactly the person you wanted to get it to.
Well, even if Kentucky should fall here tonight, they did to Tennessee what they have done against all SEC opponents this year. Forced a ton of turnovers. They have been averaging 24 turnovers forced in Southeastern Conference games coming into tonight. It's amazing.
Their turnover margin is how they dominate basketball games. And it's a good style. We asked him, he said, I'm not going to stick necessarily with this style as I recruit different kinds of players. He said, I'm doing it out of necessity. At this point, they bought in. It's to a certain extent our identity right now, but you don't get the sense that he's necessarily invested in this as a long-term strategy.
Well, Kentucky now out of timeout. Tennessee has 2 remaining. And Spaney will be at the line with 23.5 to go. Tonight, Tennessee facing the Kentucky team picked to give them the toughest battle for the SEC crown, but it's also the Lady Vols' first game since January 30th. So they've been just sort of idling away here for about the last week practicing, and that's pretty rare in the middle of conference play.
Very strange. So Pat Summitt gives them 2 days off. The third day she had less than a full contingent, so it's been an interesting week. If you're Kentucky, though, you're going to fall behind Georgia a game in the loss column. You are already behind them a game in the win column.
Well, Spaney with the miss. Mathis has to hurry down the lane. She'll lay it in. Again, Kentucky cannot stop the clock. They can only foul to stop it, and they do with 14 and a half to go. And a 69-67 Tennessee lead. It is not over yet here. Kentucky using 11 players tonight for Matthew Mitchell, and Tennessee has used 10 for Pat Summitt.
Pat going offense, defense. Kelly Kane is set to check back in, so she'll be a sharp blocking presence on the defensive end of the floor.
And Simmons, just a freshman, but a very competent foul shooter at 74%. And a very confident young lady in everything she does on the basketball floor. Is it Simmons? This is Williams was reacting as if she should have been at the foul line. Simmons knocks down the first one.
How about that? The rookie. Big shot after big shot.
She has 14 points. Came in averaging 15.
Tennessee only 16 fouls. So do you want to use one here? If they get about 10 seconds in, or do you foul them?
Then Mathis will have to hurry. Tried to go around the back and lost it. Strickland. They will foul her with 4.5 to go.
So a gritty win. Now, this was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Strickland's big second half was huge for this team.
Now Tennessee will be at the line for 2, and they will survive all those turnovers. 24 turnovers so far. Much of Matthew Mitchell's game plan worked perfectly. They were up at halftime by 3, 33-30, and they had forced Tennessee to give the basketball up on turnovers 17 times, and it looked like it was breaking Kentucky's way, but it was Shekinna Strickland who really came alive in the second half. Look at the night she's having. 19 points, 12 rebounds.
And you know what they did? They mixed her spots on the floor. She posted up for some baskets. When they needed ball handler with size, they ran her at the point guard late. I mean, how valuable is that to have?
So Strickland certainly the star of the game as Mathis misses at the buzzer, and Tennessee has defeated Kentucky by a final score of 73-67. Pat Summitt up against her former grad assistant here tonight, and the master comes out with the victory, number 1,059 for Pat Summitt. Tennessee now 22-2, and Kentucky falls to 18-5. Coming up next, it's Sports Nation with Doris Burke and our entire ESPN crew. I'm Dave O'Brien. This has been a presentation of ESPN, your exclusive home for the Women's NCAA Championship.